What's going on, guys? It's Zach with Wash Nerds. You guys have seen Dylan in a lot of videos. To be honest, he's been a lot more involved in making these than I have, but I'm gonna try to bring you a good one today. This one is for house washing for beginners. So let's say you're relatively new to the industry and you've been doing concrete for quite a while and you're ready to upgrade to houses. Using the equipment that we've already put together in a video before, I'm gonna show you how you can make that leap very, very effortlessly and start washing houses. So what I've got here are multiple phases really. These are kind of early on what you'll use to wash a house, and then as you get bigger and more experienced, you'll get into these bigger products. So here is just a gallon of bleach you can pick up from any Walmart, Meijer, any kind of hardware store local to you. And then Dawn dish soap, which is just a good surfactant to get started with. As you get more and more experienced or more and more involved in these house washes, you'll start to pick up your bleach kind of in bulk from a local supplier. So this is 15 gallons of 12.5% bleach, and this is just a gallon of 10% bleach. And then the only other difference here is kind of a commercial grade surfactant. This is Eliminator. I'll link everything in the description below. But kind of what we do now is we mix everything here in this 5-gallon bucket. So I'll just transfer pump or hand pump 5 gallons of bleach here and then dump some surfactant into it. Just getting started out, like I mentioned, you're more than welcome to just use a gallon. So the equipment needed for your house wash, we've already touched on it, so I won't go too in depth. You'll just need a downstream injector. Again, this just pulls 1 to 10 ratio of chemical to water. So if you have your 10% bleach, this will automatically dilute it to 1%, which is what you want to use to wash your houses. And then here's another product. It's not 100% necessary. By no means do you need this, but this is just a bypass injector or bypass. So this little nozzle right here, you can turn that 90 degrees and that will just switch from water to bleach. So instead of having to walk all the way back out to your unit and pulling this downstream injector out of your bleach mixture, you can just flip the switch here and it will do the same thing. Later on in this video, I think I'll show you both methods. That way you know what options you have. This is about a $90 product and saves us not really that much time, but it's pretty easy to come back and just move this switch, or if you have somebody with you, they can flip it as well. There's also I think like a $400 option, $500 option, which is a remote bypass. It's just a remote control, so that way you don't even have to walk out to your vehicle or to your pressure washer to switch between rinsing and applying chemical. So for purposes of this video, I'm just going to be washing my house. There's a few little steps you need to take into consideration before you wash the house. You'll need to tape up anything electrical or anything exposed. And then also you'll want to move things away that could be color stained or ruined by the bleach that you're spraying on the house. So I'll time lapse this process here. I'm just gonna go elevation by elevation on my own house. We're looking for flags, we're looking for cushions on furniture, we're looking for any electrical boxes or video cameras, Ring doorbells, etc. And we're just gonna put some tape over it to protect them or move those away from the house. So again, I'll speed up this and we'll just go elevation by elevation on my house. So the first thing you'll see me do is remove my American flag. I don't want to risk spotting that with bleach at all. It's fairly new. Secondly, you'll see me move away this patio furniture. The chairs themselves are black and the cushions are a beige tan color, both of which can spot by bleach even if you pre-wet the material. And then lastly, you'll see me taping off my Ring doorbell. You don't want to risk frying the doorbell or ruining any of the electrical components there. So it's always just best to tape off any doorbell. Again, if this elevation in particular had any outlets, it'd be smart to cover up the outlets with tape, and then also any sort of black trim paint, whether that be a black door, a black trim around the windows, anything black. You want to be very, very cautious here with pre-wetting. Obviously you can't really tape the whole door off, but you want to be very cautious pre-wetting everything thoroughly. Again, we'll do the same thing on this side. I'm just using this blue painter's tape and looking for anything electrical on the siding of the house. So on this side, we just have the panels that are attached to the vinyl siding for my air conditioning unit. And that looks to be about it on this elevation. So I'll just go tape that up real quick and we'll move on to the back. This second elevation doesn't have too much, just some of the connections around my brand new HVAC unit. Don't want to risk frying that. Again, you're going to see this very common trend of just, you know, anything electrical. Some elevations have more than others. Mostly the front elevation will always be your biggest concern. So back here is a bit more detailed. I'm going to have to end up moving the umbrella and then the two grill covers, as I don't want those to spot from this bleach. I'll time lapse it and putting tape over, you know, any electrical outlet. I have one up there behind the plant, and then I'm going to try to move away anything that will spot from that bleach. I'm going to try to move it away as far from the siding as possible. So again, I just like to reiterate it. I know I've said it multiple times. 90% of your house wash and 90% of pressure washing in general is just the prep work and making sure everything is well taken care of. All precautions are met. So here I'm moving away the plants, moving away the grill and the grill covers. Again, you can pre-rut it and risk spotting it or not spotting it. Again, we're going to pre-rut it and we're going to move it away. And then I pulled all that patio furniture away, table, chairs, umbrella, all of it. You won't see me wash this elevation. My phone died in the washing process, but again, I just wanted to show all of the precautions all the way around the elevation. So the last thing to look for before you start washing vinyl siding is if there is oxidation present on the siding or not. And basically, I'm sure I'm going to miss this a little bit, but this is kind of just where the sun fades away the color on the siding or kind of eats away at the finish on the siding. And the easiest way to check for it is just to do a quick little pass with your finger and it will appear chalky. So in this case, my siding has some oxidation on it. I'll try to highlight that in a better photo or something here so that way it can focus on it. But what this is, the only way to get it off is a specialty chemical and brush the entire square footage of the house, the entire section of the siding. So we put in our disclaimers that the house washing does not include oxidation removal. If customer wishes to have oxidation removed, it will be an upcharge. And we haven't had a single one of our 500 plus house washes pay to have oxidation removed. All right, so we're ready to start the washing process. Again, I have my bypass hooked up here and then my downstream injector hooked up as well. Your setup might look a little bit differently. If you just have a kind of a mobile pressure washing unit, you will not have this bypass. You will hook up your injector directly to the downstream end of your pump. You'll put your downstream injector into your mixture, and then you'll also have a bucket of water next to you. So when you're ready to switch from applying chemical to rinsing the house, you'll simply just move your injector from your mixture into a bucket of water and then start the rinsing process. This $90 product here skips that step, so all we have to do is turn that knob to go from chemical to rinsing. Put a little bit of soap directly into your bleach. Again, you can buy this from Walmart, and then you can just use some Dawn dish soap. This is all the dish soap I have left, and I don't want my fiance to kill me, so I'm just going to use our commercial grade surfactant. Again, it doesn't take much, just a couple teaspoons, couple ounces. Really just eyeball it. If you really want your soap to last longer, you can measure it out, but it'll last you a long time regardless. So then you just put your injector directly into that and you're good to go. So I'll take you back around to the front elevation of the house and we'll begin the pre-wetting and applying chemical process. All right, so we got our hoses pulled, pressure washers fired up. The injector is currently in the water bucket. Again, we're going to pre-wet everything before we apply the mixture. So your downstream injector is not in your bleach currently, it's in your water bucket. If you're using a starter pressure washer, it'll come with the green, yellow, red tips. It'll also come with, ours was a black soap tip. You want to use that black soap tip for this house washing process. We can link a J-rod in the description here. Essentially, that's just 4 different tips all together on one thing. And it has our fan tips here and then kind of has our long range, higher elevation tips so we can hit those higher elevations. So I'll be using this for this video, but you guys should be using your black soap tip. I'll speed up this part, but I'm just pre-wetting everything right now. So again, all plants, bushes, shrubs, You just want to give that a little bit of water before you start the cleaning process. Any nearby grass and even that stuff you moved away from the house, you want to pre-wet that as well. I also got the black car in this video. I pre-wet that just to be extra safe. Pre-wet it and rinse it when you're done. That goes for any car in the driveway. You just want to be, again, extra cautious. Here's a quick photo video of the black door I was talking about earlier. This is one we just pre-wet extensively before we applied the cleaning solution, and then we rinsed it down thoroughly after the solution as well. This next clip is me showing just switching from the rinsing to the application of the chemical. So our method, again, I'm just turning that black switch 90 degrees to go from water to bleach. Your method here, as I try to point and show you, is you're taking your downstream injector out of your bleach into a 5-gallon bucket of water or just another empty container full of water, and you have to do that between every time you rinse or apply solution. So here I'm just bleeding the line until I see chemical run through it. You're just going to spray it on concrete or the beginning of your elevation until you start seeing soap and chemical come through. And the biggest trick here when you're applying it is you want to make sure to apply from bottom to top. With that soap mixed in, it gives it a chance to stick to that surface and clean that surface, as opposed to if you're going from top to bottom, you really don't have that chance. It's just going to run down, and then every section you go below that top, it's just going to rinse everything off. So again, applying, you want to go from bottom to top. And then here, the biggest thing, you just don't want to let your solution dry on the siding. So if it's a cloudy day, you can get away with roughly 3 to 5 minutes. If it's a hot sunny day, we try not to let it sit for more than 1 to 2 minutes. It's usually just elevation by elevation is how we wash our houses. So we'll wash, or we'll apply the front, rinse the front, apply a side, rinse the side, so on and so forth. Here again, we're just flipping from bleach to water. Again, it's just turning a knob for us, or for you guys, you're moving your injector from one bucket to the other bucket. You'll do this in between every rinse and chemical application. So in the rinsing process, you'll have a little bit of chemical left in your line to bleed. I usually just spray that at the top where I plan to start rinsing. You'll see some suds come out, and once you start seeing clear water or hardly any suds left, you know you're done with the rest of the chemical in that line, so you can begin your rinsing process. You'll rinse from top to bottom, complete opposite of how you apply, which is bottom to top. So again, rinse from top to bottom. You want to stay fairly clear and fairly far away from the siding to not risk disturbing the oxidation. So we try to stand at least 5 feet away. When you're at a taller elevation, you'll obviously use your shooter tip or your second story nozzle. You won't be able to get close nearly at all, but you do not want to get within 3 feet, maybe even 5 feet from that siding. You don't want to risk too much pressure. You don't want to risk disturbing oxidation, or even worse, damaging the siding. So you're seeing me here rinse from top to bottom, rinsing those windows incredibly well, rinsing the front door incredibly well. We don't want any window to spot with the chemical. So again here, just pre-wetting all of the vegetation, especially those maple trees, that red tree at the beginning of this clip. You really want to be extra cautious and pre-wet that, all the bushes around and all the grass around. Again, applying from bottom to top. You'll bleed the line at the beginning just to make sure you get all that water out of the 200 foot of line or however much you have. Start applying the cleaning solution from bottom to top. Switch your nozzle so you can get that second story. Again, let that dry, let that sit on the siding for 1 to 3 minutes. It really just varies on, weather, wind, temperature conditions, all of that. And we'll come back here and rinse the siding from the top to bottom. This is the last section I filmed. I just filmed the 2 elevations of my house, and then the last thing we have to do here is go back and remove all of the tape and set everything back to where you originally found it. Alright guys, one of the last steps, which may seem like common sense, but I've seen some stupid things in this world. Remove the tape that you put around the outside of the house, and then move back all the furniture, plants, and everything you moved away from the house to begin with. That wraps up this video. Again, just let us know if you have any questions. We'd be happy to help, and we look forward to hearing stories of your first successful house wash. Thank you.